Also, when you're a healer, and a lot of healers are usually psychics, tarot readers, people that like even massage therapists that can heal your body, um, people that like I feel like I'm a healer on the sense of that my guidance, my wisdom, I'm an ancient soul that I heal people through my energy. My energy has always uplifted people's spirit by me just walking to that room. The whole energy shifts in the room. So I always knew these things that I could change the energy in the room, that my presence just uplifted people's spirit. And I never thought it was like a superpower or a skill. I just thought that some people had um, higher energy than others, but I didn't think that anything of it back in the day. But now that I've gone through my ascension and my spiritual awakening and just really tapped into who I am, what my capabilities are, and what they mean. So back in the day, even if someone was in low energy, it wouldn't really affect me. It might shift my mood or make me feel something uncomfortable, but I was able to get over that quickly. But as I got older and the life challenges that I experienced, especially recently, 8 months ago, that was just too many spiritual attacks, physical attacks, all of these things. So it was just too many attacks. Like my family did a bunch of attacks towards me, and then I lost them, and ending things with my partner. So I moved to a new country, could only rely on myself, and went into complete solitude. So after going through all that, I think I became really sensitive towards other people's energies, and that's why I stayed in hermit mode for so long and still basically am. So when you're working on healing yourself and changing your lifestyle and getting rid of substances and all these things, when you're around energies and you're not in that state of being able to heal people because you're healing yourself, then you're not capable yet of transmuting that energy. So that all that energy just gets stuck and built up inside of you, and you feel the emotions of someone else's energies, and then you think it's your energy that you're experiencing. So it's like I went from being a natural, happy, positive person, and people would always ask me like, why are you so happy? Like, do you not have things that you deal with? And I did have things that I was dealing with at that time. However, I always found a way to get over it. But after you get married, have kids, your perspective changes on things. You become a different person after you become a mother. And I think that you become more paranoid because you're worried about your kids and you want to make sure they're safe. And then if you don't pick a partner who's growing with you, then you slowly lower your vibration and you slowly start to diminish your power. Even though they exist inside of you, you're not using them because you're not growing. You're not doing the things that you used to do, and you lose a part of your identity to when you become a mother, because your sole focus is ensuring that those kids are happy and that they have the best life possible. And then you're unhappy, so you're no longer positive and looking at the good things and what to look forward to because you're in an unhappy situation and you're constantly living in fight or flight mode. So until you get yourself out of that situation and then you start doing the healing, you can't heal anybody else. You can't go back to your specialty. Your specialty basically is dormant inside of you until you start doing the work to heal yourself and reprogram yourself from the way you were living. So this is why we have to do the work to heal our trauma, whether it's childhood trauma, whether it's recent trauma. Just work on it and analyze it and do the things that you know, that tools, listen to motivational stuff, all these things, tools that you know that will help you get through it. Work out, take walks, ground yourself. All of these things actually work. Doing it over time, it starts to make you feel better. So that's why as a healer, whatever your method of healing is if you have all this trauma built up inside of you, then and you're not working on healing it, then when you go out, you're going to experience other people's energy. And even as you're working on it, because you're working through it and you're not completely through it yet, accepting it and all of these things, then you're still going to take on other people's energy. But when you get to a state where you're strong, you're able to take that energy and transmute it. So that's why if you're a healer or not, when you've gone through some traumatic experiences, you got to spend time in isolation so that you're not taking on the energy of those around you. because every time you walk past someone, your magnetic field, their magnetic field, and you absorb some of their power and they absorb some of yours. So if you're like a natural positive person, they're going to take a piece of your positivity and drain it. If you're strong enough, it's not going to affect you. That's why I'm grateful to be on an island and not having to associate with a lot of people or be around people. I get to choose if I want to be around people or not. And whereas in a big city, and say you're working a 9 to 5, you have to be around people constantly. And when you're going through healing traumatic stuff, it takes a toll on you. That stuff is harder for you to get through because you're constantly living in a state of anxiety because of everyone's energy that you're absorbing around you that you're not able to. I wouldn't have been able to transmute it. It would have been too overwhelming. And that's why the Creator takes you away from everything, everyone, and makes you feel and puts you in a place of isolation where at times you feel lonely because He wants you to heal. He gives you that opportunity that, hey, this is your time to heal because you need to tap into those powers again. Those are the powers that will heal the world and will trickle out and help others heal others. So figure out what your superpower is. So it's like sometimes we can look at it as like a lack, like, oh, why am I alone? Why don't I have community? Why don't I have all these things around me? Yet it's for us to heal and to work on our passions and gain our strength so that when we do enter those environments again, we'll be fully healed and we'll be able to help others. That's our whole purpose as healers, especially, is to be of service to others. And if we can't heal ourselves, then we can't serve anybody else. And just a side note, even in this video earlier, in one of the videos, I said, oh, my ADHD mind. And I say it constantly, and I know I shouldn't say that. I shouldn't label myself as ADHD because none of us should label ourselves as anything. The society, the people that are unique and that don't fit into the norm of what society tells you is acceptable and unacceptable, we get labeled as these things. When it's like ADHD has allowed me to tap into my creativity, allowed me to create these wonderful pieces. That mind has allowed me to process knowledge and information at rapid speeds and actually understand it because ADHD mind, and I don't know if it's females and males, some of it works differently, but it allows you to think 10 steps ahead. So as I'm talking to you, even though I'm not conscious of it, my brain is already thinking 10 steps ahead. Why I'm able to share all these messages because my brain puts puzzle pieces together. So it's been beneficial in so many areas of my life. So when society tries to tell you something is a flaw and they try to put you on medication, putting kids on Ritalin because they're hyperactive, it's not. That hyperactive mind is actually a mind that is aware, observant, has all these skills associated with it, and all you have to do is train it. And once you train it is when it becomes your superpower. So don't let them make you think that it's your lack. All you have to do is train your mind to be the highest capacity. It's like everything that we experience is a lesson, teaching us how to overcome it and how to make ourselves stronger and use it to our superpowers, use it to fuel our passion. So whatever you think you lack in, take that, overcome it, and use it to your advantage.